Hi, it's Stuart Sutton at Agent Finder. Mahatma Ghandi was world-renowned. Pretty much everyone knew who he was and what he accomplished. But not many people are familiar with how old he was when he passed away, as proven by a university experiment. They asked two groups similar questions with a slight variation. They asked the first group, how close to 90 years old was Gandhi when he passed away? Their answers, of course, came in close to 90, mid to high 80s, low to mid 90s, average of 90. They asked another group, how close to the age of 60 do you think Gandhi was when he passed away? Their answers came in mid to high 50s, low to mid 60s, with 60 being pretty close to the average. Now this is called an anchor, where information is provided ahead of time and responses are lined with that information. Sometimes the anchor is positive, sometimes it's not. I'm going to show you when you sell your home why you rely on anchors and why you should avoid that. Take a look. Stuart Sutton again, and at Agent Finder, we use a combination of artificial intelligence and human expertise, that's common sense, to identify the most qualified real estate agents for your specific home. And it's guaranteed and costs you nothing. When most home sellers think about selling, they do a little bit of research, and that research goes online. Zillow, Realtor.com, tax assessor, etc. Sometimes they get an appraisal. Sometimes they rely on appraisal they've already had. A lot of people refinance, they had an appraisal, and they think that appraisal was X, so we should be worth more now. They look at the estimate and they see what that is. It might be a little more than the market, might be less than the market. Same with the tax assessor's valuation. Those are a coincidence if they're accurate. Now, they're more accurate than they've ever been, no doubt about it, but I still see them being well off one way or another. So what if you rely on that and you're anchored to that number? Well, when a real estate agent comes in with current facts and information, then you might rely on that anchor. You might think, well, that real estate agent's too low, or even that real estate agent's too high. Both could be negative to you. If you think the real estate agent is too high and you're a little more conservative with your pricing, you might leave money on the table. If you think the real estate agent is too low and rely on the anchors, you might stay in the market too long because your price too high and you'll end up getting less money. So set those anchors aside. If you had an appraisal a couple years ago, do not even think about that number. Real estate agents tend to cringe when they hear about refinance appraisals because they are simply to justify what the lender did. They're not to establish a price that a home would sell for. This estimate and the assessor are simply data-driven. They don't do anything more than compile data. When a real estate agent comes in, they're going to walk through the home. They're going to make notes of attributes. They're going to take positives and negatives into account. They're going to look at the current information, homes that have sold recently or are under contract. They're going to do a little bit more work than what is typical with online information. And that online information is, again, objective. Real estate agents are going to be objective and subjective. So the combination of subjective and objective information is going to give you the best valuation. Now, when we refer you an agent from Agent Finder, we use a higher set of standards. So you can pretty well depend on the fact that this agent is successful, has a proven track record, and knows what they're doing. So the number they're going to give you is in your best interests. I hope that makes sense. If you talk to more than one agent, absolutely great. Sometimes agents come up with a little bit of a variation in the valuation, but more often than not, because they're using the same information and have experience and proven track records, you're going to get a pretty good idea of where you need to price your home in order to get it sold for the most money and the fastest with the fewest problems. I've been hearing that since I started real estate in the 80s. Most money, fewest problems, shortest time. And that's what most sellers want. That's what we're geared for. And that's why the set of standards that we use is going to provide that type of real estate agent for you. Now, if you meet a real estate agent and they come over and they don't provide you with current information and facts and data that makes you feel comfortable with the valuation, you should talk to somebody else. It's pretty much as simple as that. So don't rely on the anchor. Set that aside. Look objectively at what a real estate professional has to show you. I hope that makes sense. I did throw another video up here, by the way. This one has to do with data-driven analysis. It goes more detail into what I just talked about. If you like this video, please do hit that like button. And if you want to subscribe, you'll see more videos with more information. We try to really get to the hard-hitting points that a lot of people don't talk about in real estate. We want you to be completely aware of the ins and outs of a real estate transaction, hiring an agent, going through the process, etc. Remember, it's your choice, so make it a powerful day. Bye-bye.